Good morning and welcome to our community meditation. And good morning to all of you who are joining us online today. Thank you all for being with us as we connect in consciousness. My name is Scott Edwards, and I am your practitioner for the day. Please take a moment to silence your cell phones so that we may have an uninterrupted experience together. This meditation is a blend of spoken word and silence, accompanied by some beautiful music. It will last approximately 15 minutes. Now I can get you to close your eyes and go within and focus on your breath. Take a deep breath in and let it out. Take another deep breath in, knowing it fills your lungs, goes to your heart. That air goes up to the head, to the organs, to your bones and muscles. Take another deep breath. And be reminded that this air you breathe in, like everything in the universe, is made of spirit. And as you breathe in, spirit goes to every cell of your body, every organ, every muscle, everything. Now, I want you to go to that place in nature, a place maybe that's real or just imagined. Maybe it's a river, the ocean, a mountaintop. What is it about that place that makes you feel one with nature? And while sitting there in your favorite place in nature, take a big deep breath. Remember, spirit is that breath. And spirit goes to every cell in your body. So, quite clearly, we are spiritual beings having a physical experience. Take a deep breath. And let it come to your mind that as you breathe in, you also breathe out. And you share your spirit with all that is in nature. As you receive and as you give, the trees and plants that surround you receive your breath and take it in to nourish their substance, their bodies. And they are physical beings spiritual beings having a physical experience. Realize your oneness with all that is. Spirit in all things, spirit in you, you a spiritual being having a physical experience. Hear the birds in the trees. Hear the water running over rocks. Hear the waves beating against the shore. Whatever reminds you that you are a part of nature. You are a part of God's creation. Focus on your breath. Remember your connection. Realize that this physical body is not all that you are. Know that as you share your spirit with all that is around you, you are sharing love. Love, the most powerful force in the universe. God is love. Feel the love that fills your body. Spirit, which is love, which is God, which is you. You can see now that you have no limitations except those that you impose on yourself. No limitations. Take another big, deep breath. See the breath for what it is, the substance of God entering your body. And then step back from your place in nature. Give thanks to the place in nature for nurturing you, for giving you its love. Back into the room. And as you're ready, you can open your eyes. And that concludes today's meditation. Thank you for being with us in spiritual practice. Our celebration service will begin at 10 o'clock. Thank you.
Let me walk to the banks of the river of love, where the current runs deep, baptized in the one, where there's no separation and the light is always safe, honoring all our differences, and love will set us free. Oh, oh, Mother, Father, God, there's a healing going on. Mother, Father, God, there's a healing going on. Mother, Father, God, there's a healing going on. I said, oh, you rock my soul. I said, oh, you rock my soul. I see the blessings of the past. It's time to requalify. Let's not forget, but learn to forgive. God knows we gotta try. It's my responsibility to heal the wounds in me. Compassion, faith, and hope, and love, and truth will set us free. Oh, Mother, Father, God, there's a healing going on. Mother, Father, God, there's a healing going on. Mother, Father, God, there's a healing going on. I said, oh, you rock my soul. I said, oh, you rock my soul. Oh, Lord, I said, Mother, Father, God, there's a healing going on. Mother, Father, God, there's a healing going on. the healing going on. I said, oh, you rock my soul. Oh, you rock my soul. I said, oh, you rock my soul.
There is a power, a presence, one life of all, and no other power can exist outside of the infinite. One love, there can only be God's love. Oh yes, I know that I walk. Oh yes, I walk in the love of God. Oh, there is a wisdom, a knowing, a loving, and a truth. Whatever you need to know will come in God's way for you. Just say, until it's shown, I'll pray. I won't move until I know that I walk in the love of God. For the power, glory, the love of God is everywhere. I can feel it, it's everywhere. I can see it, it's everywhere. And I know in my heart, power, glory, the love of God is everywhere. Don't you see it, it's everywhere. Don't you feel it, it's everywhere. Don't you say in your heart, yes, I walk in the love of God. There is a power, a presence, one life of all, and no other power can exist outside of the infinite. One love, God's love. Oh yes, I know that I walk. I know. Ooh, in the love of God. For the power and the glory and the love of God. I can feel it is, I can see it is, and I know in my heart the power, glory, and the love of God is everywhere. Don't move, everywhere. Till you see it, it's everywhere. Be still, everywhere. Till you see it, it's everywhere. Praise God, everywhere. Till you see it, it's everywhere. Till you know in your heart. Yes, I walk in the love of God. There is a power, a presence, one life of all, and no other power can exist outside of the infinite. One love, God's love. Oh yes, I know that I walk. Oh
Am I loving myself? Am I appreciating myself? Am I taking care of myself? Am I giving myself what I need to grow and to glow? And if so, why am I feeling so insecure? You see, self-love means choosing to change how I'm thinking. Lift my own vibrational energy when I feel myself shrinking.
Well, good morning, Center for Spiritual Living. What a glorious day it is. First Sunday of spring. Isn't it wonderful today? Beautiful day. It's supposed to get up in the mid-80s today. I'm just so excited. Now if we could just stay at the mid-80s for a while, would be really happy. But this is Las Vegas after all. As we were walking in this morning, I noticed a lot of new faces. I'm so glad you found us. I'd love to meet you afterwards. If I haven't met you already, say hi to us and tell us how you found us. We are always thrilled to know how we're getting our word out and what works and what doesn't. And I want to say hi to everyone that has been joining us again, that all these lovely faces we get to see each week. Thank you for being here and supporting us so well. And I want to say hi to everyone who's joining us online. So if you would, just turn and wave at the mirror back there, the camera back there. Joe's in the sound booth broadcasting us on our YouTube channel. We have a great audience that joins us each week on our online services. If you're looking for anything, as the commercial up here just told you, we have wonderful videos. There's about 2,700 videos on our YouTube channel now. Lots of meditations like you experienced with Scott Edwards this morning. Beautiful music from Justin and our music ministry, practitioners and messages and all kinds of wonderful things out there for you to have a little bit of an uplift during the week in between your Sundays. So check us out on our YouTube channel. We're going to kick it off with some music. Justin has the song Every Move I Make.
Yeah.
If you'd like to stand, we're going to sing. The words are going to be up here on the screen.
All right, let's sing now. Na, 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 na. Every move I make, I'm making you. You make me move, spirit. Every breath I breathe, I take in you. Every step I take in you. You walk my way, spirit. Every breath I take, I breathe in you. Singing na 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 na. Every move I make, I'm making you. You make me move, spirit. Every breath I breathe, I take in you. Every step I take in you. You walk my way, spirit. Every breath I take, I breathe in you. Waves of love and waves of grace. Everywhere I look, I see God's face. God's love has transformed me. make me move. Spirit, every breath I breathe, I take in you. Every step I take in you. You walk my way. Spirit, every breath I breathe, I take in you. Waves of love and waves of grace. Everywhere I look, I see God's face. God's love has transformed me. I know that this love is all of me.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Greet your neighbor at this time if you're comfortable doing so.
Okay, so we're going to take a moment now and shift the energy a little bit, bring up our practitioner of the day, Scott Edwards, to give us our affirmation and our invocation. Scott?
Okay, everybody, ready? Here we go. I know myself to be the place where the divine is in this and every moment.
It's on. Yeah.
it turn on here?
Here we go.
Go. Okay. I'll start over. Let's all go inward and set the tone for our time together today. Let ourselves recognize here and now that we shall know and do know the truth of who we are. We seek today to achieve an ever greater awareness of our oneness with God. As Reverend Laura reveals this light to us, we reveal it to the world. And so it is.
Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. Let's sing. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and sing again. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. Let's go one more time. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. Be still and know. Be still and know.
Well, I love that song. And that song, Justin has a title on Sundays, but he doesn't give much more than that. And so it's always amazing to me when the song that he picks is like my message. So it just kind of works out that way sometimes. So this month we are looking at the mystic's journey. Now remember, mystics come in all different faith traditions, and that's one of the things I love about our belief system here in New Thought Centers for Spiritual Living is that we look at those golden threads of truth that transcend any religious boundaries. We look at those different ways that it shows up. And this song, Be Still and Know, is one of those things that transcends every single faith tradition. Every single faith tradition has somewhere in its tenets that we need to be quiet and we need to listen. And the moment that we do, we understand that next phrase, I am God. You know those words, I am? Right in the very beginning of the Bible, we're told the name of God. God itself tells Moses its name. I am that I am. That was actually hidden from mankind until the mid-1500s, 1400s, when Gutenberg invented a printing press and started producing Bibles that the common person could read. They kept that hidden a secret. And it was very purposeful for that because it was about not letting everyone know that whatever these priests and holy people could do, you could do also. And so I love that aspect of spirituality. It's what Jesus, the master teacher, told us. This and even greater things shall you do too. It's not limited to people in a certain echelon or a certain position in the church or someone who has studied for years and years and years. It's available to all of us. Be still and know that I am God. This idea of mysticism and mystics, it's not, oftentimes when you hear mysticism, you think of mysterious. And it's not mysterious at all. It's very practical. It's one of the things I love about it. It's how we live in conscious contact with that indwelling presence, with that spirit, as we understand it, with God, whatever it is you want to call it. It's how we live in constant contact with it, and how that dictates the aspects of our lives. And so I love this phrase here. Mysticism is not about beliefs, but experience. Direct communion with the divine, the universe, or the ultimate reality. Our founder, Ernest Holmes, often called spirit the ultimate reality. And so there are ways that we can do those things. And so today's talk is all about what we call the mystic's toolbox. It's those tips and techniques that mystics have used through all religions, throughout all the ages, to help them have a more conscious experience of God. So some of the things that mystics use on a frequent or even daily basis are these 6 items right here. Be still and know. They go into the silence. If we're constantly chattering, we can't hear anything. If we're constantly communicating and putting stuff out, there's no space for things to come in. And Spirit reveals itself in the quiet. Spirit reveals itself to us, through us, when we quiet ourselves. And then we have that amazing and powerful practice that we call prayer. Prayer shows up in so many different ways. Here at Center for Spiritual Living, we do what we call affirmative prayer. You're going to get a chance to experience that later on when we do our prayer wall, where you can come up and actually ask and request prayer for anything that you want to have happening in your life right now. Sacred words. Sacred words show up in all kinds of forms. They can show up in that song that we just sang, Be Still and Know That I Am God. They show up in the chant that we did at the first week of the month, where we were chanting Ernest Holmes, There Is Only One Life. They show up in mantras, words. They show up in syllables like the Om. They show up in different ways of just things that quickly remind us of our spiritual connection, ways that we can just quickly get back to center. And I'll show you some of those here in a bit. Our breath. As I said earlier this month, the word spirit actually comes from spiritus, which means to breathe. Breathe, breath of God. It moves in and out of us, just like spirit is moving in and out of us constantly, showing up as us, entering us, moving through as us as it goes out into the world. It shows up as love. Love is the greatest healing force in the world. And when we can get to that place of love, everything else falls away. And finally, it shows up in something that is often the hardest thing we ever do, and yet when the moment when we do it, it feels like it's the easiest. And that's to surrender, to turn it over. I of my own self can do nothing. It is the Spirit within that doeth the works. When we can get to that place where we let go, and we allow Spirit to move through us, because that's what it's constantly wanting to do. So these are the tools that the mystics have used in almost every faith tradition, from the most devout Orthodox to New Age, to Hinduism, which has been around for over 4,000 years, to the newest religions on our planet. These are the tools that the mystics use, the way that they connect themselves. And so, again, practical mysticism is the recognition that the divine is not separate from our daily lives. It's not something we do only on Sunday. It's not something we do only in meditation, but it's living in constant communion with Spirit. So let's take a look at the first one here, silence. I love this is from Rumi. Rumi is a Sufi poet. Sufism is a form of Islam. It's a very devotional form of Islam. And it's practiced in lots of different ways. You may have seen people spinning in these beautiful costumes. They call them the whirling dervishes. They are Sufi mystics. They are Sufis who practice their mysticism by movement, by spinning around, getting into an ecstatic state where they can feel that presence moving through them. So there have been lots of different ways of doing silence. So in the early Christian mystics, especially the early Christians who were kind of separate from any kind of formal church, they practiced what they called Hestia, which is holy silence. Hestia. We're going to talk a little bit more about that in a minute. In Hinduism, Buddhism, meditation is key. And meditation is about quieting the mind so that we can actually hear the impressive Spirit, hear what's happening, get quiet enough in ourselves that we can actually feel it. We do our meditations here all the time. That's one of our key practices here. But let's try it for a moment. Let's just try a little bit of silence. And let's just take a breath. Breathe in. I like to close my eyes because it kind of separates me from any distractions out there. And let's just breathe for a moment and listen. All right. Now, you may not have heard anything, but how many of you feel calmer? Feel a little more centered, a little more grounded, hands going up all over the place. Breathing, silence, closing our eyes and being still can take us to that place. When the world is chaotic around us, this is a powerful practice. It's a very powerful practice for us. Our founder, Ernest Holmes, writes this in The Science of Mind. Be still and know that the Spirit within you is God. And in this stillness, all wisdom and power are revealed. Now, sometimes you have to be a little more still than 30 seconds like we just practiced. But everything gets revealed when we are quiet. As long as we're active and moving about, sometimes it's difficult to hear that voice of Spirit. So in the second one that we were talking about, prayer, St. Teresa of Avila, I've spoken about her a little bit this month. I love what she says about it. She had a phenomenal relationship with Spirit, and they were friends. They were friends. It was an intimate, personal relationship. And she says this, for prayer is nothing else than being on terms of friendship with God, frequently conversing in secret with God who, we know, loves us. When we're training practitioners here, we often say that our prayer is gossiping with God. We're talking about somebody. When we're praying for somebody else, we're talking about that person with this divine, loving intelligence that only wants the best and the highest to unfold. And so we're gossiping with God like you would a good friend over a cup of coffee. We're sitting here chatting about it and developing that relationship. Many of the people that I know, ministers and practitioners that I know, give God a special name. I have a friend that calls it Ta, T-A, which for her means the all. And so she just talks to Ta. I have another friend that calls it Howard. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. You can choose a name for Spirit. It doesn't care. It doesn't matter what you call it. Whatever works for you, that gets you to that place of intimacy with it. So, in the Sufism, they practice something called zikr, which is reciting the 99 names of God over and over again as a prayer. They also, of course, in Islam have their devotional prayers 5 times a day, where they face the east and kneel and pray, and there's a whole ritual that goes along with it. Imagine devoting your life to being in contact with Spirit that many times a day. I haven't quite gotten there myself yet, but we have different types of movement things that are prayer, like yoga. Yoga is very much a prayerful experience where you quiet your body and put it in positions that allow you to receive different input and guidance and so forth. We also have things that we do, like I know people that run, and that's their prayer in the morning, that they are out, active, and communing with Spirit as nature all around them, and they are just delighted with the experience of that. And so prayer is a phenomenal way of communing with Spirit, which leads us into our next one, which is sacred words. Now, sacred words, again, they can be all kinds of things. They can be as simple as the song Justin sang, "Be still and know that I am God." if we were in a stressful situation and we could remember that mantra and say that over to ourselves, anything that reminds us that Spirit is present within us right here and right now is a powerful way to experience that. We have done different services in the past where we chanted, and chanting is a great way to get into that place of conscious connection with Spirit in different ways. Several years ago, I was introduced to one of the oldest chants in the world. It comes from the Vedas, which are the ancient Hindu text, and it's called the Gayatri Mantra. And I practiced the Gayatri Mantra. To do it 108 times takes about 30 minutes. And I practiced it at least once a day for over 2 years. And the insight that I got while I was doing that was amazing. The experiences I had were amazing. The Gayatri Mantra looks like this, and it sounds like this. Om Bhur Bhuva Svaha Tat Savatur Vareniam Bargo De Vashadimahi Dio Yo No Prachodayat. And as we practice this and breathe with those words, just saying the words right now, I got chills all over my body, just so you know. It's a powerful way. And you know what's nice about it is you really don't even have to know what it means to get the experience of it. But I know you're all curious to know what it means, so here we go. O Supreme Divine Reality, manifesting as earth, atmosphere, and heaven, we meditate upon the divine light of the radiant source. May that divine intelligence inspire and illuminate our minds. It's a prayer to the divine to bring us into that conscious connection with it, to illuminate us, to live itself through us. It's a wonderful way that we can begin to practice. And there are all kinds of chants out there that we can do. And if you want to hear this one, I know there's at least 100 versions of it on YouTube. So if you want to listen to that. But it's really powerful. So there's kind of things like even chanting the word Om itself. Many times people will be in a group and they will just chant Om over and over again from a deep vibrational level. Om is supposed to be the primordial sound of the universe. It is the sound that is found, the vowel sound of Om is found in almost every name for God in one version or another. The old phonics teacher in me wants to try to figure out whether it's a schwa or not, but that's a whole different story. So there are different ways we can do that. Some faith traditions, like the Kabbalistic Judaism, they will actually even focus on a letter, just a letter of the alphabet, the Jewish alphabet, and allow that to come forth. Those letters have symbolic meaning for them. Or they will meditate on the names of different aspects of the divine. We have the wonderful poets like Rumi and Hafiz from the Sufi tradition who just speak of this love affair they have with God. You know, this love affair that is just so powerful and so real to them. And then they've translated that into poetry for us that is just so moving. Words carry energy. There's actually even a scientific study on the frequency of words done by David Hawkins. If you're interested in that, some of the words like Jesus are highest at the level. Some of the words like hate are down lowest at the level. And we've seen lots of different studies where words influence physical matter in our world. So words have energy. So find the words that make energy move inside of you. Find the things that make you have goosebumps when you say them. And bring that up. So the next practice is breathing. And as I said, the breath, spirit. Spirit is the breath of life. It's what's moving through us all the time. I love the way that Alfred Lord Tennyson wrote it in his poem, Higher Pantheism. He writes, closer than breathing and nearer than hands and feet, as he's talking about spirit. Closer than breathing, nearer than our hands and feet. Now you can imagine the connection that we have with spirit when we think of it in those terms, that it is the breath that is moving through us, breathing in and breathing out. And when it breathes out, that breath moves out to other people, and it's breathed in and out through them. And so it makes that unity, that consciousness of unity, so palpable in our experience when we can focus on our breath. There are other ways that we can do this in different traditions, like in the yogic tradition. They have, I can always get this word right, pranayama breathing, which is that focused breathing. I did this for a few months with some friends, and we did all kinds of different breathing techniques to allow us to move things, move energy in our body, and to get to an idea of more connectedness with our bodies and with what's happening around us. The Christian mystics have, the Orthodox Christian mystics have a practice that they call the Jesus prayer. And the Jesus prayer is done with the breath. And it's using the breath as you say these words. So I thought we could practice this together. Now, some people may have, as we say, recovering Catholics or recovering Christians, where you've been traumatized by something in a different faith tradition. And so seeing words like Lord kind of trigger us. But let's set that aside for a moment and just think of the energy that's behind this. And so, Lord Jesus Christ, Son of God, have mercy on me, is the Jesus prayer. And so to do this, we say the first part as we are breathing in, and we imagine that presence, that Christ presence. Remember, Christ is the illumined one. This is not necessarily a one individual person, but it's that idea of illumined consciousness. And so breathe in, and as you're breathing in, you can say it silently to yourself or out loud, Lord Jesus Christ, Son of God. As you breathe in, filling yourself with that essence of Christ consciousness. And then we breathe out in surrender. We breathe out in surrender. Have mercy on me. We let go of everything that we think we may have done wrong, everything that we are wanting or desiring, we just let it go. And so it's a prayer of breathing in connection, and breathing out in surrender. And so this takes us to the next one on our list, which is love. Our founder, Ernest Holmes, writes, where love abides, fear and doubt disappear. Love is the very presence of God flowing through everything, all things. Where love abides, fear and doubt disappear. Anybody experiencing any fear and doubt right now? Imagine turning that over to love. Imagine turning that over to something that will dissipate it. Imagine taking that to a different place in consciousness. Last week I mentioned another practice, another chanting practice that I've done for years that is actually totally transformative for me. I did this practice for forgiveness, but it's done for many different reasons. It is a love practice. It is a compassion practice. It comes from the Buddhist faith, and they call it, it's a teaching in Buddhism, so it's called a sutta. And so this is the Metta Bhavana Sutta. And so it's the teaching of loving kindness. And so Justin and I would like you guys to play along with us here for a minute. We're going to do this together because I don't know about anybody else, but there's a lot stirred up inside of me right now. And this is one of those things that I can use to apply to it. And so Justin's going to doodle along, and then there's going to be an opportunity for you to sing. He's going to sing the verse first. Trust me, you'd rather hear him sing than me. And then you guys will repeat it. So we'll sing each verse twice. This is the first verse. So I invite you to close your eyes. Take in a deep breath.
May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be your will. May I be peaceful and at ease. And may I be happy. Let's sing. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be your will. May I be peaceful and at ease. And may I be happy.
Now turn your attention to someone in your life that's troubling you right now. This could be a personal person, someone that you know intimately, or it could be someone that you're just aware of out in the world, something that is bothering you right now. and get a clear picture of their face in your mind. And now we're going to shift our chant to you.
May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. And may you be happy. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. And may you be happy.
All right, now let's turn our attention to our country, to the United States right now. There's a lot of turmoil going on. Think of some of the images you may have seen on the TV or social media, newspapers. Just get a clear picture of this collectiveness that we call the United States of America. Get really clear with that. Breathe into it. If you feel anything disturbing you, just breathe into it. And now we shift our chant to we.
May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. And may we be happy. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. And may we be happy.
And now we turn back to ourselves. And this time we affirm that we are happy. The first time was more of a request for us to be happy. But this one is about we are happy now, right here and right now. We are claiming this, standing in our power, knowing it is the truth of our being. And so we shift it back to I am filled.
May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. And may I be happy.
I am filled.
I'm filled with loving kindness. I am well. I am peaceful and at ease. And I am happy. I am filled with loving kindness. I am well. I am peaceful and at ease. And I am happy.
So taking a breath. Now, here's the thing about the loving kindness meditation that I have found in my experience is I can't move on to you until I'm calm in myself. And so I had to do it over and over and over again. Some days, I never got past may I be filled with loving kindness before I could ever turn it over to may you be filled with loving kindness. And the moment I would go to you, be filled with loving kindness, I'd get worked up again, and I'd have to go back to may I be filled with loving kindness. We can't know it for someone else until we feel it inside of ourselves. And so work on feeling it inside of ourselves as much as possible. This particular version comes from a chant written by Karen Drucker. There are literally thousands of versions of the Metta Sutra out on YouTube. You can find all different ways of doing it. I happen to like this one because it seemed to be very melodic, and it's the one I learned. So that's why I like it. As we do this, we can begin to shift our experience of things. Now, you notice that we turned our attention to somebody else. When we do that, we don't have to talk to them. We don't have to tell them anything. We don't have to say, we're doing this practice for you so we can get over our anger with you or whatever's happening in the world. It doesn't matter because it works at a level of consciousness that transcends anybody's boundaries or anybody else having to know. When we put it out there in the universe that way, it is powerful. It is palpable. It transforms lives when we begin to shift how we feel about things inside of us. This is the work of the mystics. This is what the mystics have known throughout all ages. There's really nothing secret about it. It is practical, spiritual tools applied consistently. And the consistency is the key right there. Choose whatever it is that works for you. Like I said, I've gone through lots of different versions of this. I've breathed, I've chanted, I've sung the loving kindness. I have done lots of different things. And I go back to them, depending on the situation, depending on what I need to work through in my life. We are on that constant upward spiral of evolution. And so sometimes things work for a while, and then we have to shift them and find a different practice. And then sometimes we can go back to a practice that worked before because we're now in a different place in consciousness where we are practicing at a different level, where we can actually begin to see different results in our lives. And so whatever it is, whatever works for you, begin to find those things in your life, whatever resonates with you. Some of it could be something from your early religious trainings that taught you a specific prayer. I remember learning, now I lay me down to sleep, I don't really use that one much anymore because I don't need that one. But, or the Lord's Prayer. The Lord's Prayer is so powerful. Don't get caught up on the words. Look for the intent behind it. As I said with the Gayatri, it doesn't matter what it means. It's the energy that is moving through me as I'm chanting it. That's where the power is. That's what's happening in consciousness to shift things in my life. I don't have to focus on the meaning. I have to find the things that resonate with me. And that's what the mystics do. And so we're going to close with our final practice here, which I talked a little bit about before, which is prayer. And we're going to do our special kind of prayer this month. We do this once a month. This is called a prayer wall. And so I'm going to invite our practitioners to come up. Our spiritual practitioners are licensed to do this kind of work for you. They are, in lack of a better word, spiritual counselors, spiritual guides to help you move through challenges in your life. They spend a minimum of 4 years studying things like I just talked about, to where they can get to a place where you can tell them a situation that you're having in your life, and they can quickly get to the truth. Come on, stand in front of me. It's okay. We'll put the short people in front of me. We're good. The height-challenged people. So our practitioners are going to be up here to offer prayer for you. So the way this works, I know we don't have our TVs up today. We've got a little technical thing going, but the words are up here on the screen. They are abundance, balance, beauty, circulation, clarity, courage, creativity, flow, freedom, harmony, joy, love, oneness, peace, perfection, power, right action, vitality, wholeness, wisdom. We call these the God qualities. These are all, what's the word I want? Unchangeable qualities of spirit. These are ones that don't take any kind of yes, but in them. They are ones that are absolute qualities that spirit possesses at all times. And when we're looking to change something in our lives, we look for that quality that most resonates with us for that thing. So if I'm having some money challenges right now, I probably want to look at something like circulation or abundance. If I'm having some health challenges, I may look for wholeness or vitality, or maybe some clarity about that. As you're looking for what it is that you'd like to have prayer for today, think about what the quality is that would most represent that. If you're feeling like somebody's done you wrong, I'm thinking you're looking for a little power, or maybe a little right action, or maybe some wisdom in the situation. Think about the things that are happening in your life. If everything is going great, what would you like to have more of? What would you like to have more of in your life? So I'm going to start off our treatment, which is, we call our prayer spiritual mind treatment or affirmative prayer. And it has 5 stages. The first 2 stages I will do, which is recognition, which is where I'm going to talk about God. I'm just going to describe the qualities of God. The second stage is unification. That's where I know that if God is all of this, I've got to be this too, because I know that I am one with Spirit. And then the third stage is your part. It's where you're going to come up and receive. The practitioners are going to do it. So, yeah, you don't have to come up and pray for them, but they might appreciate it. You come up and you tell them what your name is, and you say, I would like wisdom. So I'd say, my name is Laura, and I would like clarity. My name is Laura, and I would like abundance. And then the practitioner is going to say that third stage of our treatment, which we call realization. We are realizing the truth. When everyone is done, I'm going to give thanks. That's the fourth stage. And then we're going to let it go. So I invite you to, and when we go to do this, I'd like you to all to come up to the middle aisle. So stand up, come to the middle, walk up, and when you're, 2 lines, yeah. And when you're done, go around the sides to go back to your seats. Okay? All right, so let's just turn within here. I do that by taking a breath. That breath connects me with spirit. I close my eyes, which shuts out any outside distractions. And I just simply open myself. And so I know that right here and right now, there is only one. One power, one presence, one divine creative love intelligence that has brought forth everything into existence. I know that this one is the fullness and the allness and the isness of all life. I know it was there in the beginning before ever the world began, and it will continue throughout all eternity. I know that this one is everlasting and eternal, that this power and this presence is creating itself over and over and over again as each one of us. For each one of us is that perfect emanation of a love so powerful it could do nothing but create of itself. And it creates itself beautifully through our hearts and our hands and our minds and our souls. I know this one is love, perfection, wholeness, wisdom, clarity. I know that it is infinite in its nature and everlasting in its action. And so knowing this truth, I invite you to come forward and speak your prayer request to our practitioners. And so we just give thanks. In loving gratitude, we know that everything that has been requested here today is already complete in the mind of God, and we just simply relax into that knowing and allow that divine, creative love intelligence to move through us, manifesting itself in perfection and harmony in our lives right now. I'm so grateful to know this. I'm so grateful to feel it, and I'm so grateful to see it happening. And so I release this word into the law, into that creative mind that always says yes, that knows no lack or limitation, and that is always unfolding itself for the perfection of all. I let it go and I let it be, and together we say, and so it is.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Beautiful. Woo! Thank you, practitioners. Thank you so much. That was wonderful. All right, so we are in our final week of our pledge program for 2025. And so I've asked practitioner Valerie Wiener to come up and tell us a little bit about why she is a committed giver.
For decades, I studied and practiced many religions, by whatever name you call it. And depending upon the age or the stage of my life, I made those decisions for myself. And so throughout my earlier life into young adulthood, I studied and practiced 3 different Christian religions, Judaism, Baha'i, and by the time I got to law school, I became a Christian Scientist, which I practiced for 17 years. And then I walked into CSLGLV. That was in 1995, and I knew that I had found my forever home. And months later, I became a member, still in 1995. So it's been a long time. And I absorbed the principles and practices of this faith, the foundation of who I am, and the choices I make with every breath I take. And I often find myself, and I notice I almost laughed out loud during the prayer, which wouldn't have been appropriate. I often find myself nodding, yeah, I get it, that resonates with me, whether it's a service or a class or any kind of gathering that we might have. And throughout these decades, for a long time, I felt it was okay to give a decent sum each Sunday when I attended service. And as the basket passed, I felt pretty good about what I put in the basket. And it probably equated it to a fine afternoon at the movie theater. Yeah. And I upped my giving on a regular basis when movies got to be more expensive. When I started my studies as a practitioner, that was the 4 years that Reverend Laura referenced. That was 2006 to 2010. My consciousness was uplifted. And after I was licensed, 4 of us practitioners lovingly came together and we created the most amazing class in prosperity. and my consciousness soared. I got it. And so, interestingly, I want to demonstrate how it works for me. This is my fist. I'm placing this $100 bill in my fist, and I'm clutching it, and I'm holding on to it. And what's happening is I hold on to this, and I clutch more tightly because I want to make sure I know where it is at all times, and it stays there. That I'm actually having a physical response, that I'm losing the circulation in my own body. It's cramping me. I can feel it going all the way up, and eventually it will affect my entire body, shutting me down. And that's a signal. That's a signal that this isn't the right way to handle my prosperity. So here's what I've chosen to do. Rather than this negative constriction of holding on so tightly, it's mine and I'm keeping it. I open my fist, and immediately I feel my circulation returning, my vitality returning. And so with the power of circulation that we so amazingly believe in, I know that as I pass this $100 on to the next person, it will have that same amazing impact of generosity and giving this $100 a new life. Justin. And as Justin takes that $100 and it touches his life, he will now pass it on to Reverend Laura. Well, it will also touch her life as she continues to pass it on for the highest consciousness of our center. This is the multiplier effect. Again and again and again, it revitalizes every hand it touches. And so as we talk about the law of circulation and abundance, what do I get out of this? It's supposed to come back to me. How does that show up? It might return in the form of money, maybe in the form of opportunities, creating that awareness within me, or new and expanding relationships, or in ways I cannot even imagine at this time, nor predict. I can assure you, it does show up. And I can say with the most profound gratitude that my level of committed giving since that first day I came into CSLGLV on Harmon, that I have multiplied my giving opportunities. And I did the math this morning. I remember what I put in the basket the first time. And I have multiplied my giving commitment by more than 15 times, 15-fold of what I gave the first time. And so that return continues to send me soaring with joy and opportunities. And I am grateful for each opportunity to give. So during this pledge campaign, I have, yes, again, increased my pledge to give more, because it does not deplete me, it grows me. And it inspires me to continue my support for our center, for our community. It uplifts me. It uplifts who I am and how I choose to show up in the world. And I know it does the same for each of us. This is your moment to soar in ways that only you can. We each have a power of choice to say yes to how much ever we are comfortable giving, understanding how it expresses as it moves through its own circulation. So I'm asking each of you to close your eyes in this moment. Allow yourselves to experience your highest level of consciousness and authenticity. And ask yourself this: what is mine to give? And as you lovingly make a financial commitment through your pledge, please know this truth. You are helping our spiritual community. You are investing in this place we call home. Your generosity is elevating us to that level of thriving because you have opened your heart and soul and said yes to this community. Namaste and thank you.
All right, so as I said, this is a final day of our pledge program. We do have some pledge cards in the back. On the table out in the foyer, there's a blue table with a blue tablecloth. The cards are there. You're welcome to fill them out today. Today is the last day you can fill it out in person. You have until midnight tonight to do it online, if you'd like to do it online, in order to attend the jazz brunch on the 30th. So our jazz brunch will be here on the 30th. I need those of you that have filled out pledge cards to fill out an RSVP, because the RSVP tells me what kind of things you can and cannot eat. So I want to make sure that you get the right food for it. So also on the table with the blue tablecloth in the foyer is our RSVP forms. I will also be sending an email to everyone tomorrow asking for you to fill that out. If you've already filled it out in person, you don't have to respond to the email. If you haven't, then you just go ahead and respond on the email, and that way I'll get the information. I just need to make sure, if you're gluten-free or lactose intolerant or no nuts or all that kind of stuff. Our lunch is going to be individual charcuterie board boxes and some wonderful desserts. So I hope you consider pledging for us so that you can attend our wonderful jazz brunch. Justin's got a beautiful trio of musicians, and Karen Jones is going to be here to sing for us. And so it'll be an exciting day all around. All right, let's do a little practice of the circulation right now. I invite our ushers to come forward. As you prepare your offering, if you were giving cash or a check today, go ahead and get that out. You can give online in 3 different ways. We have Zelle, text to give, or we have a link on our website where you can also give that way too. And so as you get your offering ready, or if you've already given it or you're giving it online, go ahead and put it over your heart, put your hands over your heart, all of that jazz. I've got Valerie's here nice and close to my heart right now. And would you repeat after me? This gift I give.
This gift I give
Goes forth from me.
goes forth from me.
Does amazing and miraculous things.
Does amazing and miraculous things.
And returns to me in kind.
And returns to me in kind.
Pressed down and overflowing.
Pressed down and overflowing.
And so it is. We're singing
So it is.
circulation.
Circulation. Circulation, circulation, like the water raining down to grow the flowers up through the ground. Circulation, circulation, the universe you give into will multiply it and send it back to you. Circulation, circulation, like the water raining down to grow the flowers up through the ground. Circulation, circulation, the universe you give into will multiply it and send it back to you. Circulation, circulation, like the water raining down to grow the flowers up through the ground. Circulation, circulation, the universe you give into will multiply it and send it back to you. Circulation, circulation, like the water raining down to grow the flowers up through the ground. Circulation, circulation, universe you give into will multiply it and send it back to you. Circulation.
Yeah. And so we just bless this offering, knowing that it has been given generously with open hearts and open minds. And we are just so grateful for everything we received. We know that it touches us beautifully and goes forth from us in amazing ways. And so it is. Thank you. All right, just a couple of quick announcements here. I know we've been running a little behind here. Our used book sale today. As you see, we have lots of books out there. There's a sticker on almost every book. It has a number on it. That's the price, $1, $2, $3, up to $5. We have beautiful coffee table books over there. I know we got 2 boxes of recipe books, so if you're looking for new recipe books. This first unit over here has our Science of Mind books and all of the books that we use for our classes. If we had any of those donated, they're put over here. So if you're interested in any of our class material, it's on this last shelf. You'll see Kelly and I in the back. We will take cash or credit debit cards. Either way, and we're happy to support that. All of the books left over will be given to Spread the Word Nevada, who sells the books and buys books for kids. Our newcomers group is this afternoon at 11:30 to about 1 o'clock. This is a great time. You don't have to be a newcomer, by the way. This is a great time for you to explore what we've been talking about. If you want to learn a little bit more about our principles and practices here, come and join us. It's an informal discussion group. Okay, Rhythm, Sound, and Soul is today at 5 o'clock. This is a drumming circle. Drumming, chanting, dancing, really cool group of people that get together and participate in that. Walking the Path is our Science of Mind discussion group on Tuesdays at 10 a.m. They start with whatever is in the Science of Mind magazine for the day and see where the discussion goes. The experiential book study on my new book, Mindfulness and Money Magic, way too many M's in that, is starting on Wednesday, April 2nd, from 6 to 8 p.m. If you're interested in that, see me. We have the books available here too. Soul Collage is my Soul Crafters for the month, is going to be about Soul Collage, which is a collaging activity where we intuitively go in, pick pictures, and see what the pictures have to tell us. It's a wonderful way. That's at Saturday, April 5th at 10 a.m. Cost is $15. And then I also do my Zentangle group on the 3rd Saturday of the month, which is a meditative drawing process where we learn to do things like that and more. So if you're interested in any of that, check our e-blast, check out our website, or see me or Kelly in the back. We do have a moment of prayer. If you didn't get enough prayer during the prayer wall, you can go back to the prayer room over here, right across the hall, and the practitioners will be there to give you an individual spiritual mind treatment. All right, and we need to stack the chairs. Now, today we are stacking the chairs, not up against the walls, because you see the walls are full. We're going to stack them in the middle. So if you would, when you stack them, just stack them into the chair that's on the end here. If you're physically able and willing to do that, we would appreciate your help stacking the chairs. All right, would you stand, please? And if you are comfortable, grab somebody's hand, only their hand. Aw. Would you repeat after me? There is only one life.
There is only one life.
That life is God.
That life is God.
That life is perfect.
That life is perfect.
That life is my life now.
That life is my life.
And so it is. Have a great week.
Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Last time. Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. 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 Have a great week, everybody.